Hey guys, welcome to Jazz Gatat TV this Tuesday evening. Tonight I am going to talk about designing your space with kids in mind, but keeping your style. And what do I mean? I'm not going to be going over basic like baby proofing, the plugs and how to secure cabinet doors, that kind of thing. I'm talking about the design aspect of baby proofing your place, but keeping your style. And what do I mean by that? So the other day, as you know, I've been kind of doing a whole space redesign on my apartment, and Tegan's like super mobile now, so she's getting to everything, and one of the biggest things is that she is now on the couch, or she can climb up on the couch. And then all of a sudden all these things come into play, like, oh, now that she can climb up on the couch, she's very close to the coffee table, let's say. And you have to figure out how to baby proof that. So like these are the things I have in mind when I say redesigning your space with a kid in mind. And I also feel like a lot of people, after they have kids, they kind of not give up, but they kind of make a lot of excuses that now that they have kids, they don't have time to exercise, they don't have time to clean or to care about their space anymore. And I say this because I was reminded by it the other day. I was in a friend's apartment, and she also has a toddler, and one of the first things she said to me was, oh, my friend just told me to give up on trying to have a clean house because it's never going to happen once you have a kid. And she was just she sounded a little relieved about that. And of course, like, I feel like people say it to you to make you feel better and kind of give you an out, but it's also giving themselves an out. They're basically saying, because that's the reason I don't have a clean apartment, so you don't have to have a clean apartment. It's all about a mindset, I want to say. And so it's not only about the cleanliness, but it's about the aesthetics as well. When people have kids, one of the biggest concerns are your place gets bombarded with all these kid stuff, which is understandable. The babies and kids come with a lot of things, but there's a couple ways that I've been figuring out along the way that I want to share with you tonight on how to kind of make that better. And yeah, and you can basically have your style, and you're not limiting your kids to anything, but you're just kind of designing around your current lifestyle, but keeping with your tone. So with that in mind, I just wanted to give some real world examples on basically kind of my aha moment. It was just a couple days ago, and like I said, one of the big issues was Tegan now is learning how to climb on this couch. So she gets on the couch by herself, and I am going to give the camera to Matt to so I can demonstrate what I'm talking about. And if you can't hear me, let me know. You flip it. That was a close-up of your chin. Okay, so guys, so basically Tegan climbs on the couch right here. So what's the biggest issue? It's this coffee table, which I love this coffee table, right? I've talked about it before. I picked it out especially for this apartment. It's super like multifunctional with all the little compartments and everything. It fits my design aesthetic perfectly. But now that she's climbing on the couch, and she does know how to climb down, but a couple of times, it's been a close call. You've got these pretty sharp edges here. So Matt and I did some research on what to do about this, and I was really agonizing over it. I saw some hideous examples of, people baby-proofing their coffee tables, where they put basically like pool tubes or just like big foam things all around their coffee table to make it softer on the edges. And yes, that is baby-proofing it, but it looks horrible. Like, why would I keep this really nice-looking coffee table and destroy it by putting foam all around it? So the aha moment yesterday I had with Matt was I was looking at the space and I was basically like, do we even need this coffee table? We don't use it. The only thing I use it for is I put my computer in there and that's about it. Other than that, it's just that I really like the coffee table, and it kind of comes back to having less things and really focusing on what is important and what isn't, and kind of detaching from physical objects. So for me, this coffee table, I was very attached to because I picked it out specifically for a spot. It's a really nice coffee table, but now re-looking at our lifestyle and the design of the room, I realized that it doesn't belong. And the easiest solution and the most aesthetically pleasing solution is to get rid of it, which is still really sad for me to say. So I'm going to sell it. If anyone wants to buy it at a really good deal, let me know. I mean, I even said to Matt, because I was all sad about it, like, oh, we'll move it into the bedroom and give it like a couple of weeks to make sure we definitely don't want it. And the more I think about it, the better I think it will be. Not only will it just open up this space, but I think it will make this space look more spacious. Because right now it does feel a little cluttered, especially with T's playmat here, and I'm going to talk about that too. So that was one aspect, I'll say, that I really didn't want to do. It wasn't even a consideration. To me, when I'm designing a space, I think, of course, I'm going to put a coffee table in front of the couch. And that was before having a kid, and it never occurred to me afterwards that, oh, that could be a danger point. But now, since it is, it's something that I realize it's better to not have it there. And if you do want to have a coffee table and not deal with like putting foam around it, look at I would recommend kind of like those ottomans in a way. It's like those tables with the padded leather or cloth cushion on top of it. So that's a good solution to kind of have something in front there, but then it's soft and it's not a hazard, but it still looks good. So that's another thing. Or I was actually even thinking of getting something like that, a stool, but like putting it off to the side, but it can be rolled back in as a coffee table as well. So there's all types of solutions, but like I said, my goal was to kind of keep it baby and kid friendly, but stay with the aesthetic of your space. And that being said, let's go to this playmat, which Matt and I really felt like we needed, kind of from peer pressure, but obviously it does not go with the space. And even more so recently, it's actually caused her to trip more often than not, because these letters have kind of like bulged out in a way, so she ends up tripping on it. So the next plan with the whole baby proofing and going with the design is we're going to scrap this mat, and we were looking into getting a more neutral color one, but I think there's no need. I don't know why we even need the mat. We have a nice rug. If anything, you could add extra padding under the rug, so your rug is actually super cushiony, and that's a really good option that I might do just to add some extra bounce to the rug. But otherwise, let's get rid of this completely. And then once we get rid of this, so imagine this is going to be all open, there's going to be no mat, and it's going to be all nice adult navy rug. And the baskets of toys can go off to the side. Which, one thing I will say for people with small kids is, one of the things I feel like that goes along with the tidiness of the apartment and whatnot is baskets are awesome. Like, these are too overflowing actually. We need to really minimize it. We were talking about putting only 1 or 2 baskets out and kind of decluttering, getting rid of the toys she doesn't use, because she doesn't use probably 80% of these toys. But, like, if you look at the apartment right now, it doesn't look that messy, and it's not messy at all. And this is how it is normally. So I guess this is my example of, if you have a toddler, your place doesn't have to look like a disaster zone. And these baskets help a lot, because she will, there are times when these toys are all over the place, but with these baskets, it will take me maybe 5 minutes max, not even that, to just go around, put it all in the basket, and put it off to the side. So baskets are definitely our friends. And you can get really nice baskets like this. It doesn't have to be those baby, pink baskets or whatever. You can get baskets that fit your decor. So, yeah, so it works with your space. Another thing that we were looking into, or I was thinking about when we were talking about baby proofing and everything, if you come with me over here, you want to follow me?
Yes, Marguerite says rotate the toys in the baskets to make them new, and then the baskets won't overflow. And
What?
Make her practice cleaning up.
Oh, she's very good at cleaning up. She likes to put in the basket. That's a good point, Marguerite. I'll do that. Yeah, so then she doesn't get bored with them. We should do like a toy co-op or a like exchange thing. So, one thing I will say is, so kids get in, why are you laughing so? Oh, sorry. Tegan's sleeping. So kids get in cabinets and drawers a lot, as you know. And this one here, huh?
It says storage almost full. That's okay. It's not recording.
I don't know. Sorry, Matt's telling me things. But I'll be quick about this then, since we're not sure if the storage is going to fill up or not. But so kids like to get into things, and of course I can put the latch on for these little drawers here, and these are Tegan's favorite drawers. So, and what Matt and I were talking about, I don't know if this is best parenting, but I thought it would be, well, one, we took out everything that is breakable or non-kid friendly out of these drawers. I mean, things that are in here are like my sports waistband and, it's like the running stuff, basically. And then Matt's wallet, which is really cute. Tegan will actually take Matt's wallet and walk it over to him and give it to him. It's actually pretty adorable. But, so Matt and I kind of decided for the time being, and then we have just hats down here, that this is like her favorite jars to kind of open and close and go through and kind of make a mess with. But one, we kind of decided to not baby-proof it yet because it distracts her. If we close off that one, she's just going to go for something else. And I also actually thought we could make it a fun game and put something new in it every day to kind of like give her a little surprise. I don't know if that's a funny idea, but I thought it'd be really cute. Imagine you're a little kid and that's like your favorite little drawer, and every time you open it, there'd be something new. But anyway, yeah, so that is one of the things that I decided to do also with the whole, keeping her occupied with, the places that she doesn't necessarily should be, but giving her at least one vice, so she's happy with that, and hopefully she'll leave, the kitchen cabinets alone, because that's where, like, really a lot of the dangerous stuff is. And then, what else? Well, for, like, in general, I would say for things like plugs that are coming out of the wall and that do have to come out of the wall, we try to use obstacles. And when I say obstacles, like, use a plant. Like, you put a big plant in front of it, so it also creates a nice greenery. And once, like, they can't see it, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind type of thing, as far as I've found. And when you can hide things in cabinets, for example, in this built-in, we do have all the cords from the TV and everything in here, so it's really nice and clean. And also, I would say use height to your benefit, as long as they don't get too tall. No, because if you put things higher, then, they'll be out of reach, obviously. But, okay, the key thing with this whole keeping your own aesthetic and having a baby is just having less stuff. I know I come back to this with the whole decluttering and the minimalist thing, but think about it. If you have less things for your child to kind of get to, you won't have to clean up after anything, and two, you don't have to worry as much because there's nothing dangerous they can even get to. where if you have a lot of clutter around, I mean, I know this for a fact since the bedroom, if you've been watching, is a complete disaster. And I've been keeping the door closed, but the couple of times Tegan has gotten in there, she has, like, because you've seen it, all this stuff is like scattered on the floor. She comes out with like the most dangerous things, and I freak out because, I mean, that's clutter. It's just things that are just laying around, and that's when it becomes the most dangerous. So I hate to like keep on harping on this, but step one is to just declutter and get rid of as many things as possible that you don't need. And that goes for furniture as well. Like I said, my coffee table, I just have to detach from it and realize that it's actually for the better that I would get rid of it. The same thing goes for like this leather chair that we have in our bedroom. It's a great leather chair, and I keep going back like, oh, it's so expensive, it's like really nicely designed. But the fact is, I was talking mad about it, we never use it, and the only reason we use it is it builds up clothes on it because it's there so we can throw clothes on it, and that's like the worst reason to use it. So things like that, I encourage you to kind of look at your furniture as well and see what you need and what you don't need. And I actually got really excited this morning about getting rid of the coffee table, and this, like, if this is all open, I realized I could do yoga in here really easily and just work out. Like, I was doing my 7-minute workouts this morning in the corner over here, but then I was like, wait, when this space is all open, it's just going to be a big open space for not only Tegan to run around in safely, but for me to be able to, you know, plop down and work out as well. Yeah, so I don't know, let me know if that was helpful, and that's my little spiel on basically how to keep your design aesthetic without putting like those pool tubes all over your apartment and just trying to like bar your kid from everything. My goal is to not be embarrassed if people come over and then have the excuse to be like, oh, I have a kid, so, you know, that's why this place is a disaster, or that's why this is not in place, or that. And I'm not saying that's a horrible thing, but it's all a mindset. So if you want to keep your design aesthetic, I'm just encouraging you that it is possible, and I'm going to try it, and I will definitely show you guys how it looks and how it's going after we finish this whole process. We're really close. The bedroom is basically one of the last things. Once that becomes cleaned out and decluttered, I'm going to do the whole moving of the coffee table, and we're going to clear this out. And then I'm hoping within the next week or so, the initial design, space design, redesign will be completed. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I'll show you before and after pictures in case you don't remember. But I should thank you guys because you guys have made me accountable. And like I said, all these things that I've been doing throughout these past weeks, I've been wanting to do them for a long time. And things like this topic that I'm talking about now would not have even come to mind, I think, if I didn't go through this whole process. So, yeah, I encourage everyone to kind of rethink their space and see, well, one, what you do want for your space. If you don't care and you're perfectly happy with your space, I'm not telling you need to redo your space. But if it's one of those things on your to-do list or you'd like to improve, it's totally doable. And if you just put your mind to it and just kind of change your mindset, like, you know, I can have a really nice looking place with kids and not have toys everywhere. Oh, another tip I will say is that once Tegan gets older, and I've seen other friends do this and I think it's great, but they actually have, it doesn't even seem like they have kids in their place because they put all, the kids end up having all their toys and they only play basically in their own room. So when you enter their living room or their common spaces, you would never know they had kids. So that's definitely something I want to implement when she gets older and I'm okay with her kind of playing by herself in her bedroom. But until she's younger, I do want her to be like around me so I can see her. But that's also another option with those with older kids. You know, you can make it so the play time is only in their room. or only in a designated space, so then you can have your common space kind of stay the way you like it. But yeah, so those are my couple of tips, and I hope they helped. If you guys have any questions, or if you have any suggestions, please feel free to tell me as well, and I'd be happy to hear them. That's it. Anything else? What do you think, Matt? You gave me a thumbs up. Hopefully you guys could hear me. I'm hoping after yesterday's debacle. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. See you later.